I tallied up the votes from last video, and this is the topic you guys picked. Make sure to vote for the next video by clicking the link on the top of your screen right now. What's up my net soldiers, I am the Net Alliance, and today we're asked the question, what if Yoda trained Anakin? Well, before we begin, let's take a look at the main canon from The Phantom Menace. By the end of the film, Obi-Wan had defeated Darth Maul, a Sith assassin responsible for the death of his master, Qui-Gon Jinn. After his victory, Obi-Wan convinces Yoda to allow him to train Anakin, and after some debate by the old master, he does eventually grant Obi-Wan's wish, and thus begins the friendship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. But what if Yoda said no? Think about it. The fact Yoda said yes in the first place is just kind of odd. First off, Obi-Wan would have went from a Padawan to a Jedi Master way too quick. That is not near enough time to learn the skills to actually be a master of a Padawan. Second, Anakin is older and thus already has prior attachments, something Obi-Wan may not be able to sympathize with. And lastly, Anakin is believed to be the Chosen One, also known as possibly the strongest Jedi ever to live. You know, the guy from the prophecy, the one that's supposed to destroy all the Sith and bring balance to the Force? I honestly think that he would need the best of the best to raise him to his full potential. So it is because all of these reasons, I feel Yoda would say no to Obi-Wan. Now, from here, the Jedi would take Anakin back to Coruscant, and the Council would try to choose what to do with him. Should they get rid of him? Should they give him to a suitable master? They couldn't send him back to Tatooine because his mom was a slave. And after much discussion, Mace prefers not training Anakin at all. Perhaps they should just put Anakin in a nearby orphanage and forget about the whole ordeal. Now, of course, Windu's thoughts weren't meant to offend, but he was looking at the big picture. He explained to his peers,
"Look, bros, I get it. This kid has some incredible potential, but I know you all can sense his feelings too."
Yoda chimes in.
"Strong he is, a powerful Jedi he would become."
Windu still doesn't like the idea.
"But what if he gains this incredible power, and one day he gives into his emotion? How do we control that?"
Yoda looks at Mace.
"Realizing you're never in control. Part of life it is."
Yoda then stands to his feet, regaining his composure.
"Train the boy. I will."
The council looked around in shock, and Mace looked at Yoda confused and a little annoyed.
"You can't train him, Yoda. You know just as well as I. Members of the Jedi Council may not take on a Padawan."
Yoda closed his eyes for a moment, contemplating if the decision that he made was the right thing to do. He thought to himself, is this boy worth training? Perhaps the Jedi Order and Anakin would be better off, never coexisting. But the longer Yoda focused, the clearer the Force became. He knew what he needed to do. Yoda looked around at his fellow council members, eventually locking eyes with Mace Windu.
"My resignation. Consider this."
The council sat in silence as Yoda made his way to the exit of the council chambers, the doors shutting behind him. From there, Yoda would do what he set out to do, train Anakin to the best of his abilities. And as the years would go on, he learned just as much from Anakin as Anakin would learn from him. And although Anakin was a tough student to teach, his power grew with each day. Years have passed, and although back when Yoda told Obi-Wan no, he didn't understand, Obi-Wan has become older and wiser, and now truly sees what Yoda was talking about, now that Obi-Wan has become a Jedi Master and has taken on an apprentice of his own. And as much as I'd like to say Obi-Wan and Anakin would still remain friends, I think their differing schedules and missions would keep them from being nothing else but acquaintances. I mean, think about episode 1. We never really even saw any connection between these two characters. To me, it seemed the only reason Obi-Wan wanted to train Anakin in the first place was because it was Qui-Gon's dying wish. So as far as this theory goes, Obi-Wan has no part in it. Now, just like in my What If Qui-Gon Trained Anakin video, link on screen, Yoda would teach Anakin how to deal with his emotions. However, it would be in a different way. Because I feel Qui-Gon would teach Anakin how to accept his emotions and understand them, but don't let them control him. Where I feel Yoda would be much more orthodox in his Jedi training with Anakin, teaching him to more push the feelings out of his life and only think about the light. And that's one of the reasons why I always liked Qui-Gon. Because where the Jedi kind of just taught you to ignore your emotions and kind of push them away and they'll just kind of go away, Qui-Gon preferred to understand them and learn how to control them rather than just pretending it's not there. Eventually, Anakin would reach Jedi knighthood and become a strong Jedi. Afterwards, Yoda would return to the Jedi Council and sit alongside Obi-Wan. Mace wasn't mad. Their discussion was so long ago, why would he be? Mace nodded to his re-elected friend in a display of peace. Yoda nodded back and everything seemed to be at peace. Or was it? Now I'm going to end this theory here, but there are tons of things that I haven't covered. Like, what about the clones? Dooku, Sidious, even with Yoda's training. Would Anakin be able to keep all his emotions tucked in? What if all that anger and emotions that he pushed down for so long just came out in a fury of power when he found what happened to his mother? I want to hear what you guys think would happen after this. Do you think Anakin would actually be a great Jedi with Yoda's training? Or do you think Yoda might have actually made Anakin more powerful than Obi-Wan and more unstable? Or maybe he could resist the lure of the dark side even better? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. What do you think would come of this? Remember to like and subscribe if you guys enjoy my videos, and until next time guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.